Hey, it's Scary Jones. Welcome to another episode of CEO Unplugged. My mouth is watering right now because I'm here with the founder and president of Baked by Melissa. It's Melissa.
Hi.
And we've known each other a while because
For years.
Grew up listening to the show.
Grew up listening to the show. Big fan of Z100. Have been bringing you my cupcakes since we started.
They're
over
cupcakes.
10 years ago.
If you don't know it, I mean, it's amazing. It's for the person that wants to sample a bit of goodness. In just one bite, you get the full effect of as if you've eaten an entire cupcake without the guilt.
Totally. They're just about everything's around or less than 50 calories. You can try every flavor, which is what I used to do with big cupcakes and cake in general. So now you know.
So where did this concept come from and how long ago? Take me back to the beginning of Baked by Melissa.
So in 2008, I was working at Deutsche Advertising as an assistant media planner. I sucked at my job and I was fired, which was the best thing that ever happened to me. I didn't know it at the time, but that's what allowed me to start Baked by Melissa.
Was it a side hustle at the time?
It was a side hustle, but I didn't even think of it as a side hustle. It was just something that made me feel good to bake these tie-dye cupcakes for people that I love. I love a ton of people, so I was always bringing them to work and to
now
functions.
You say tie-dyed cupcakes. Explain the concept of that.
So the first batch of tie-dye cupcakes I ever made were Grateful Dead themed for a colleague's 30th birthday party.
Right. So they're multi-colors. They were very bright colors, like
red,
a rain.
white, and blue tie-dye with the Steal Your Face on top. That was the first batch of tie-dye cupcakes. But then I started doing it with like all different colors.
How big? Let's to the camera show us how big a cupcake is.
That big, like the size of a quarter, like a quarter silver dollar.
Yes.
You could pop them.
You just go. And there's about how many in a container or in a
You could buy 6, 12,
tray.
25 cupcakes at bakedbymelissa.com. You can ship it all over the country, and they arrive perfectly safe and fresh, which is super unique to us.
Right. So you started this with these tie-dyed cupcakes you made, and then did you have this epiphany that all of a sudden say, you know what, I could make a business out of this.
From being fired, I went right to my brother's office crying. He said, go home, bake your cupcakes. We'll start a business together. He's an entrepreneur. We're entrepreneurial spirits. We always wanted to go into business together. I went home from being fired. Instead of feeling sorry for myself, I baked 4 batches of cupcakes, tie-dye, of course, cookie dough, peanut butter cup, and s'mores. I sent them into work with my best friend's little sister who was interning at Allison Broad Public Relations. Allison, the owner of the PR agency, tried the cupcakes and loved them. Put me in touch with her caterer who brought me in for a tasting, and I started doing events with Allison Broad's caterer as Melissa of Baked by Melissa less than 2 weeks after being fired. And for that first event, we had bakedbymelissa.com. We shot all of the images on my IKEA coffee table with a white bedsheet under it. And at bakedbymelissa.com, you could order 100 cupcakes using PayPal that I would bake, box, and deliver from my apartment on 34th Street using the subway.
So you didn't have like a commissary to do this?
No. And we had e-commerce before we had retail in 2008, which is pretty freaking cool.
You said something very interesting there. It sounded to me like you didn't start with any big budget. You didn't start with like all this money. You started with giving away the product for free, essentially, because I'm trying, because right now you said that you showed up at events. You did that probably with your own money. Like with your own, like you kind of went into the red first.
The caterer was paying me for those events, but like I was taking that money and just going and buying more ingredients. And I was cold calling other catering companies in Manhattan and saying, hi, this is Melissa from Baked by Melissa. I'd love to bring you a free tasting of my cupcakes, which at the time was very difficult for me because I would be making those phone calls from like the foot of my bed in my like junior 4 like bedroom with the fake walls that I shared with my best friend. Oh my God.
Fake it till you make it, folks.
Exactly. And it was my brother who, you know, he's my co-founder and he was our CEO for the first 8 years that we had the business. And he would say, what are you trying? You are Melissa. You like, you know, like just because you don't feel like you have confidence in yourself, and that support was everything.
So what makes Baked by Melissa and that product better than others that are out there? Aside from the fact that they're, you know, the uniqueness of them being small and you can just pop them, and, you know, what about other people in that category that are trying to do the small cupcake thing? or
Well,
the?
nobody does what we do.
Oh,
Baked by Melissa. All of our product is it's made entirely by hand. It comes in a variety of flavors that I'm always changing and creating new. We only use the most delicious ingredients. So, for example, Hershey's fudge, real Oreos, Skippy peanut butter.
oh wow! So you don't.
The best cookie butter you have ever tasted that we import from Belgium because we're kosher certified. It's the only place you could get that cookie butter kosher. It's called Baked by Melissa because I exist and my favorite, most passionate anything is our product. And that shines through in every bite that you take.
Right. That is see now you're making. Oh, by the way, I'm salivating as this is happening because
I
I
brought you
picked.
cupcakes. Don't worry.
Oh my God! Do you want to show them on camera? We probably can,
Sure.
right? I mean, in the meantime, what are you most proud of in all of your accomplishments at Baked by Melissa?
I'm so proud
could
to
bring 'em
give
up to
people
camera.
the opportunity to do what they love
Right.
every day. We work with a team of like-minded, hardworking, passionate people who get shit done. I don't know if I could say shit.
You just did.
Okay.
If you can't, it's been beat.
And that's our number one core value at Baked by Melissa is that we get shit done. And I mean, I don't do it alone, obviously. The team is everything. And I think we all have the same passion I do. And that's really also what sets us apart.
That's what it absolutely does. By the way, these are works of art. These aren't just thrown together, handmade.
Let's have one.
Let's open it up. What do you love most about what you do?
I do think it's the people.
Yeah.
I spend more time with my teammates at Baked by Melissa than any of my friends or family, with the exception of my husband, who I also have the opportunity to work with.
Right.
My CEO is like my best friend and business partner. It's just, I appreciate it so much. And I think a positive attitude and seeing every challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow is the attitude that founded our company, but it's also the attitude that continues to grow Baked by Melissa. And it's really not rocket science. It's
Right.
a positive attitude and seeing every challenge as an opportunity and sharing that with a team of incredible people.
So, what do you have that's new on the horizon? Because obviously, you're always coming up with new inventions and new ideas, and you're not trying to reinvent the wheel. But
oh no, we know we have best in class product, and it's easy to know that because we're constantly reminded of it.
Well, look at it
when we see people experience it. So right now we have this incredible Mother's Day assortment. I created 6 limited edition flavors special for the best moms ever. And as a mom who works full time, has 2 kids who I am obsessed with,
Right.
I'm so proud to have created a gift that you could literally give to every mother on your list.
this is beautiful.
Go to
I'm gonna have to
bakedbymelissa.com.
Don't open that. I'm going to give that to my mom.
Place orders for all the moms so you don't have to worry, for your mom friends, for your mother-in-law, for your grandma, for everyone. It's just the best.
So talk to me.
Okay, I'm saving this for your mom. But
Well, no, that's okay. No, you can open.
It's called the Groovy Mama at bakedbymelissa.com. We do 1st and 2nd day shipping, guaranteed fresh.
So how does what's in here differ from what's in there? What's in
Great
there that's not in
question,
here?
Scary.
Come
So
on now. That wasn't even on our list.
If you want to experience every flavor, you're going to have to get the latest and greatest and the Groovy Mama. So in this pack, you have our 8 OG flavors, which is our original greats, plus
This
our
one is my
mini of the
favorite.
month and seasonal collection. You're a man after my own heart. But
This is the peanut butter and jelly
the best
one.
thing to do is peanut butter and jelly and triple chocolate fudge as a sandwich because it's like
Oh yeah. I'm not even kosher.
chocolate.
It tastes
Neither
great.
am I, but our goal. Our goal is to give everyone the chance to experience Baked by Melissa. We're gluten free. We're working on new products and
Bad idea to eat the peanut butter one as my tongue is sticking to the top of my mouth. But
it's worth it. Okay.
So now let's bring it back for a second here. Tell me about being a working mom.
Okay.
Because we're talking about the Mother's Day cupcakes.
Not gonna lie, I use the word impossible. It's impossible.
How do you do it? You have 2 kids.
I have a 3-year-old and a 10-month-old, 2 girls, Scotty and Lenny. They're my favorite people in the world. And they're also in daycare, so we don't have a nanny.
Wow.
And think daycare is amazing and, it's so good for them. So it just makes our lives harder, which is okay. I wash bottles, I make dinner, I'm running. I'm on fast forward every day. Some days it gives me a natural high. Like I can do anything. I'm Superwoman. I'm so lucky. I have a business I love. I have a family I love. And having the opportunity to work hard towards things I love to me is the greatest gift and it's success.
Right.
And some days I'm just like, I'm so freaking tired. I hate everybody, but I'm so lucky too. And I appreciate it. I'm so tired.
Well, you know what? You're doing an amazing job. Are there misconceptions out there about you or the company that you'd want to get off your chest right now?
I just think that social media makes everything look like rainbows and butterflies all the time. And I know as a human who has my own Instagram account and if I'm laying in bed, it's like everybody looks like they're having so much fun all the time. And I just think that it's important that everyone knows that it's hard doing what I do and being a business owner and a mom separately, both very challenging things. It's not all rainbows and butterflies. I do have an attitude in which I do see every crappy day and challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow, but you have to work your tushy off and you have to everyone has bad days. And I think it's just important to note that because we're all the same.
Right. Well, now, there are people, now this is CEO Unplugged, so I ask this to all the CEOs that come through here. There are people watching this that are like, I don't want to sit behind a desk, work 9 to 5 and work for the man. I want to do my own thing. I want to turn my side hustle or my hobby into a giant empire. What advice do you have for those people out there that and it doesn't have to be in the world of cupcakes. It could be whatever it is that your craft is. What advice do you have for people to get started? What's the takeaway here?
You can do anything. You have to be willing to make it your top most priority. You can only have one priority and be willing to do whatever it takes to get it done, which means to work your tush off all day, every day. When we started Baked by Melissa, it was all Baked by Melissa.
It was the grind. It was nonstop. It wasn't
24 years old, just moved to Manhattan. I had a very big social life, but it didn't continue. I was baking 16 hours a day, 7 days a week for almost 3 years. I was fortunate to meet my husband the day we opened our first store at the cafe that I was baking out of because I didn't see anyone else. I had 2 close friends who used to come and visit me and talk to my back from a milk crate. They would turn over a milk crate, they would sit on it, and they would just talk to me while I was baking. And that's what it takes. And and also it's humility. Yeah,
a little humility.
This experience has been incredibly humbling for me. I don't know everything. I'm learning new things every single day. I am my own worst enemy, which means I dissect everything I do and figure out how I could have done it better, what I could learn from my mistakes. And that's super important to achieving your goals.
Wow. That's some really sound advice. That's great, actually. And there will be people out there that are going to be taking this right now and going out there and doing it. But you have to put in the effort. You can't just make it a part-time thing and say, oh, I'll do that whenever. I mean, you spent countless Friday and Saturday nights in the lab perfecting everything.
And I surrounded myself with people who had skills that I didn't. Yeah. And, the story of how we started Baked by Melissa is an incredible and inspiring one. I wrote a cookbook called Cakes by Melissa. You could get it on Amazon or at bakedbymelissa.com. And I go into great detail with the story of how we started the company and also where I come from. My dad used to give me this speech every morning, driving me to elementary school.
Growing up listening to our morning.
Yeah, while Scary was there, chatting in the background, he would say, you're smart, you're capable, the world is your oyster, you could do everything, anything you set your mind to, which ironically, he told my daughter over FaceTime while we were talking to them this morning. At the time, I made fun of him, okay, Dad, whatever. But the truth is that constant support and confidence, it made me who I am today. And it made me, from when I was in 5th grade, I knew I could do whatever I set my mind to. And so can you. Very important.
Truth. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I can't wait to get off camera here so we could just start scoffing these down.
Totally. Bite.
So it's Melissa, CEO of Baked by Melissa, and the website bakedbymelissa.com. Check them out, see what they're all about. And thanks for watching another episode of CEO Unplugged.